Acevedo, Austin Police Chief, is our guest for the rest of the hour. Very charming devil, I have to say. We'll be watching him very closely from this time forward.
Well, I think the feeling is mutual. You know what? You're a teddy bear in person. I like watching you.
I am a nice guy.
You are a nice guy.
I get intimidated by police that have been given federally paid for Darth Vader uniforms that aren't wearing badges. And you were talking earlier about seeing video of me on the web or TV or something where I'm going up to the police downtown who are in their riot gear, and I'm just wanting to see their badges. That's why I was talking to them.
Well, let me tell you something about our badges that I think you'll probably like. We now have, don't look at mine, mine's unique. I'm the police chief. If you can't figure out who I am, we're in trouble. Our badges now have you know how you ask, hey, let me have your badge number?
Oh, it says chief.
Well, mine does. But you know how you always say in the movies, hey, copper, I want your badge number. Well, our employee numbers and our badge numbers were completely different, so it didn't mean anything. Now, with this new badge that we have, the employee number and the badge number will be one and the same.
No, you're really changing things. I mean, now they're wearing the old-fashioned, nice, fancy, respectable uniforms, not like goon outfits, and they're driving black and whites, and you've got their badge numbers and a big badge.
And a big badge, so there's no doubt, and it's not a generic badge. And you know what? We've got some good police officers. They deserve better, and I think they earn this privilege, because wearing this uniform, wearing this badge is a privilege they have to earn every day they come to work, and I think they've earned the privilege of wearing a unique symbol.
Yeah, why have a lot of departments the last 20 years gone into these maintenance uniforms? It looks like the maintenance guy at a university.
Because you know what, people are looking for comfort, and we try to be the nice guy, and if they want to be in their we're kind of going the opposite direction. We're trying to tighten it up a little bit where we want people looking professional. We're going to have some pants that are kind of like cargo pants, but they're more tailored and they look cleaner for our guys out on patrol, and we want some uniformity. So when you see an Austin police officer, they all look the same.
And in the past we had white cars with a blue stripe. Now you're going to the old black and white.
Black and white. You know, there's a lot of white cars in this town. Everybody drives a white car.
No, they stand out now.
And the lights are very bright. And I want our citizens to know when they see a black and white that that's a police car. It's an Austin police car, and we're out there taking care of them.
All right, going back to the blood issue, you guys can say, well, this is nothing new. We're getting a warrant. In Illinois, Indiana, and in some areas of Texas, I've read that the police are taking it at night out at the side of a road at a checkpoint, and that a lot of lawyers, and I've had the head of the Texas bar on, are saying these aren't really real warrants that some of the cities have. It's a blank check warrant that basically the judges, just whatever's called in, are running with. Now, I haven't seen that claim with Austin, but still there are concerns here about people who are hemophiliacs, people who are diabetics. I mean, I've had blood taken for insurance or whatever, and the nurse can't seem to find it herself, much less some cop at the side of a road. That's quite a line to pass.
But it's not going to be on the side of the road. I think that's the image. You know, I looked at some of the blogs. I like to listen. I like to watch and read what's going on in my city. And some of the comments were, hey, I'm not going to have Bubba cops sit there on the side of the road. You know, give me liberty or give me death. It will be.
They've been doing that in Denver. But.
Well, this is going to be a program that if we do launch it, it's in response to a need. We've got it. We have to get that evidence to try to hold some of these folks.
But it is a federal grant.
If I can get it. I don't know if I'll be able to get it. But it is to train a handful of police officers as phlebotomists that in an instance where we arrest somebody for driving under the influence, especially when they've killed somebody or seriously injured or maimed somebody. Remember that we've killed almost 2,000 Texans a year with drunk driving. We're the hardest drinking city according to Forbes, so alcohol...
No, we're worse than New Orleans now.
Yeah.
We sell the most alcohol Listen, out in south of Austin, I was driving by, they got a liquor store bigger than a super Walmart.
Oh, yeah, and so Alex, I mean, you know, I see you're a father, I'm a father, we're out here driving on these streets and these roadways, and there is carnage going on, and this is nothing more than using a lawful, and it will only be done in a lawful manner, in a sanitary condition, in a secure location, with some checks and balances.
Okay, well, in 1999... they shut down all of 35 from Kyle out to Round Rock, literally cars going 1 mile an hour with police shining lights in people's eyes under a federal grant. Why would the feds want to give us this money that we've already paid for in taxes to do that? I mean, are we going to see stuff like that?
No. We don't have checkpoints here. I think that you'd have to have the Texas legislature would have to approve checkpoints.
But you heard about those big ones they had here, didn't you? And then,
no, I haven't heard about it.
All right, I'm going to have it all for you.
I'm the new guy, Alex.
You're from L.A.
I'm from L.A. I know. I'm from Texas now, buddy.
The slick CIA command base.
Is it L.A.? God, they can do better.
What was your
than that.
role? You were pretty high up in the L.A. Police Department.
No, I was a California Patrol Chief. I was a state police officer.
And then you were also a police chief somewhere else in Texas, weren't you?
No.
Okay.
That's another Acevedo, I think.
Yeah.
But the reality is, look, we have a responsibility to keep people alive, and we have a responsibility that when somebody kills somebody out there, seriously injures somebody, to hold them accountable. And I don't want people to think. Look, you got to realize where I started my life. I started my life in a communist dictatorship, and I hope you don't say you like Fidel Castro, because then those are fighting words with Cubans, okay? The reality
Oh, yeah,
is,
I'm a known communist.
Yeah, are you? I didn't know that part. But the reality is that...
That's a joke. I'm a Ron Paul guy.
No, I know. The reality is I absolutely respect the Constitution. We are a nation of laws, and we will always abide by the rules that is set for us by the public.
And by the legislature. Well, the problem is the legislature tells Rick Perry you're not going to put these toll roads on existing roads, and he just says, I'm going to do it.
Well, that's an issue for the legislature and Rick Perry to deal with.
Okay, let's bring up the big issue then. You talk about drunk driving, and I've got hundreds of mainstream articles. I know you're aware of this.
You keep saying that.
Well, because you're a smart guy. But I'm saying if you want me to pull any of this up right
Absolutely,
now, I can.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we document it. Claims I'm making are not claims, they're facts.
Okay.
Sheriffs, police chiefs all over the country have said that they pull over a van, say, with 15 illegal aliens in it. Mm-hmm. None of them have IDs. None of them have insurance. Some of them are drunk. They pick them up. They take them in. ICE won't pick them up. The judges in the city say, $50 fines. We don't have any ID. We're letting them go. The famous railway serial killer killed a bunch of people, been going around for years, couldn't be caught. You talk about tracking things and having accountability. Citizens are having their plates scanned, face scanned, controlled, police everywhere, children spying on us in the schools. But then meanwhile, I know for a fact in Austin, Texas, and I've had a bunch of Austin police tell me this, and it happened. One night I pulled up at this office, and I see two police cars and the lights going about a year and a half ago, and I walk up, and my IT guy, actually a contractor's in handcuffs. He goes, oh, yeah, my license expired. I haven't got it renewed. And they said, yep, we're just having to arrest him. And I said, and then it turned out the cops kind of bulled up when I first pulled up, and they said, oh, Alex Jones, how you doing? We're fans of the show. But then they went ahead and said, oh, we got to arrest him. And I said, but if he was an illegal alien, you probably wouldn't. He says, you know what? They just let him go, and we're not encouraged to do it, and Austin's a sanctuary city. Now, and so what do you say to that, claiming drunk drivers, when statistically, you talk about Austin being hard drinking, we know folks from south of the border are hard drinking too, just like Texans.
Well, look, I've been talking about this on Spanish media and on Spanish radio, and it's from the day I got here. If you commit a crime in the city, if you commit a violation, I don't care if you're legal or illegal, we're going to enforce the law. That is our job. And
now, this was a year and a half ago, but why did the officers tell me they weren't supposed to arrest him a year and a half ago?
You know what? Some of it may be their own their own perception. The reality is, when we take enforcement action, we base it on the statutes and the ordinances in the city, without regard to socioeconomic standing.
Is this a sanctuary city? It's listed as one.
This is not a sanctuary city, because when we book people at the jail, ICE has access to the jail.
They don't come, do they? What do you do when you don't know who somebody is, and there's been a stabbing, and you got 3 witnesses, and it's hard to prosecute? Because nobody knows who these people are, and then also then that victimizes these communities because they're lawless.
Well, absolutely, because there's 2 things here that are happening. First of all, immigration control starts at the border. You got to secure your borders. I think that most major city chiefs, that is actually a policy position of the major city chiefs here in the country, is that we've got to secure our borders. The second part, though, is that we have to be serious about it, because here's the unintended consequence. If I become actually, it's an unfunded mandate for me to be doing ICE's work or immigration's work. But here's the problem. If it is a revolving door where 3 days after you get them, if we became an arm of immigration, they're going to be right back. What can happen is that we lose the trust of that community that's going to be here, and we lose witnesses, we lose victims, and we all lose. I have friends that work for the federal government in California, in Southern California, that used to be frustrated that they'd take people down on the bus, and the joke was that the people that were deported beat the bus back.
Well, they also
downtown LA.
They also kill police, federal police. They commit murders, and Mexico will not extradite back to the U.S. if there's a death penalty.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, this is literally like the Wild West. You know about the rocket attacks in Nuevo Laredo. You know about the truck bomb in Dallas. You know about Los Zetas paramilitary Mexican troops are now, and I reported this 3 years before it hit the mainstream, are now carrying out operations. The police are scared of them. MS-13, I mean, and then meanwhile, my guy's got an expired license. He's off to jail.
Well, again, our official position here is that if you break the law, if you violate the law, we're going to treat you the same, whether you're legal or illegal. You're going to go to jail.
So what do you do when you pull an illegal alien over who's driving a car and they don't have insurance? I mean, how do you write them a ticket if you don't know who they are?
Well, if you cannot reasonably identify who a person is, then you take them forthwith to get them identified. Another thing that we're looking
at... So you are taking people to jail who you don't know who they are?
Our policy allows our officers that if you cannot identify a person, you can go forthwith.
But see, that's their discretion. You can go forth. I mean, yeah, but the police are encouraged to go out and write tickets and generate revenue on the almost broke-back city, even though we're a wealthy city. But meanwhile, you see, look, let's be honest, Chief. You know and I know there's a double standard. There's a double standard in 867 sanctuary cities, and Austin is on the map as one of the worst in the country after L.A., Denver, Chicago. We got a Mexican, consulate, our mission here, which hands out these Cracker Jack